Yeah. There was these twins that made a film, and then like during press, one of them got very angry at the other one and beat the other twin to death with a bottle of water.
That's not scary.
That wasn't scary.
No.
No. I thought that was a good wing. I made that up on the spot. I think I'm very creative.
How did you come up with the concept for the hand for Talk to Me?
Yeah. Like initially for the first draft of the film, it was just haunted object. Just a haunted object, and they were like saying phrases. It was more like an Ouija board or like like a Bloody Mary sort of thing. But it was always a placeholder until we found what we wanted it to be. And thematically, our hand was representing everything that we were talking about already, and it just felt right. So in the second draft, and we discovered that, and we saw how like prevalent like the hand was in all of the scenes in the film, and like connection between people, like it just felt right. And once we like hit it, we like knew, like, oh my god, yes, it felt like it'd been there the whole time.
Well, it makes it so much more like an agreement, I guess. Like you literally have to shake.
Yeah.
It's not something that can just sneak up on you. You actually have to do it, and that's obviously a huge part of the film. How long did it take you to get like what the look of it was going to be? Because it is so kind of distinctive and has to be.
It took a while. Like it was more complicated than we thought it was going to be, because like originally the stance was like upright, and then we were trying it wasn't working. So it was like playing with different molds, different people's hands. And then like different positions, even like the weight, like having it weighted at the bottom. There's like so many different things that went into it. And even coming up with the writing, like, with the law Bible that we had, what was written on the hand, it only got delivered the day that we needed it on set. So the third shooting day is when we finally saw the finished thing.
And also big shout out to our concept artist as well. That was very pivotal. And like creating that look and everything. So it was like we're so happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, I don't know how many molds it must have gone through. Dozens,
Bunch, yeah.
Is it a person you know's hand? Is it a specific person's hand?
It's
someone from the cemetery.
No, production designer
Sure.
Bethany Ryan. Shout out her hand.
Is there something specific that, because we get pretty good looks at it in the film, but is there something written on it that like is your favorite or is like an Easter egg for people to watch on second viewing?
We'll just say yes, there is Easter eggs on it.
Wonderful. I love it. A little birdie told me that this is not the first movie that you've made with a haunted object in it, and specifically, you made one with a haunted flamingo object. I'd love to hear about that.
Okay, so when we were around 9 to 10, we started making a bunch of stuff with our friends, and one of the first like movie series that we made was called The Evil Flamingo. We were so inspired by Chucky, and we love Chucky, and our mum was always very specific about what we couldn't watch. So she was always like, in the Australian rating system, she's like, you can't watch PG medium level violence. And then so I would always obsess over ratings. I would used to like take photos of different ratings or cut out the ratings of different movie covers and stick them in like a book. And so I was obsessed with ratings, and I was obsessed with Chucky, and we wanted to make our own movies. Obsessed with Goosebumps as well. So we started filming a series called The Evil Flamingo with my sister's flamingo doll. And it was seriously like, it will shock you how violent these things were.
Like we had it like pulling out people's eyes with pliers, and like,
yeah,
and we'd always do like a point of view, like a first person point of view with the evil flamingo doll going and killing people. And we were obsessed with film series, like films that went over like a series of like the Psycho films or the House films. How the first ones, or like the Psycho, the first ones are black and white, then they turn color. So when we did the Evil Flamingo, we purposely filmed the first couple in black and white. And then turned them color, switched the camera settings to color as it went on, as if it was like been going on for years,
Yeah, and then also we didn't have any like editing software, and that was all just filmed on our videotape. So all of the music in those movies was just me behind the camera doing the music myself. It was so ridiculous.
Yeah, those songs are available on vinyl.
Yes, we'll release the soundtrack soon. But like we did 8 of those movies. They
wow.
go for an hour and a half each. Like,
and they all sucked.
Wow. I mean, that's you could put out a whole box set of just the
Evil Flamingos.
Evil Flamingos.
Maybe we might, maybe April Wilson buying that franchise.
Yeah, commentary tracks. Maybe we'll drop Talk to Me and do the Evil Flamingo reboot.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are obviously known for heavy violence in your movies and your videos that you made for YouTube and stuff. Talk to Me is very kind of restrained. It's much more atmospheric and everything like that. Was that a conscious choice to be like, for a big A24 movie, we want to start out with not doing just like buckets of gore?
Well, so it was made independently. A24 wasn't always attached to it.
Sure, yeah.
So the stuff that we liked watching through YouTube, like the stuff that we liked watching was very different to the stuff we were making on YouTube. We like stuff like foreign dramas and films that have good stories and good characters. So for us, when we were doing a feature film, we wanted it to be kind of like a deep script, layered script, and not just be gratuitous. I guess we got that side of us out. But
I like this. The whole reason I wrote Talk to Me was trying to express myself outside of the YouTube channel. Because it was always, specific content made for a specific audience. And I just wanted to try and, just be more free, free and express myself in a more personal way. So, I like that we go as far as we do with the horror scenes, but, we didn't want to make a splatter film.
It is we didn't want it to be gratuitous for gratuitous sake. It's all those moments to be earned and,
mean something.
Mean something through character, So there isn't that much violence in the film, but maybe it feels that way because when there is violence, it doesn't shy away from it. But it was a constant discussion between how far to take things.
Another one of my favorite parts of the film is that how, for a good chunk of it, if you play by the rules of the petrified hand, you're fine. For the most part, it's just kind of like a weird trip thing that you can go on. Where did that spark come from? Because I think that's a really interesting thing. A lot of horror movies don't do the it's whatever, they're just ghosts, you know what I mean? I that was something I really enjoyed. So where did that come from for you?
Well, our mythology Bible is very, very thick, and the kids do have a set of rules that actually aren't entirely the rules. It's they're playing with a homemade bong and they're experimenting, and they're I think this is the way that this does it. But like with any drug, I think that people's bodies react differently to the same product. So with the hand, we've got a very our mythology Bible is so thick, but we also didn't want to over-explain it, and we didn't want to do the whole meeting the expert that talks you through it, or them researching it with a library and all this sort of stuff. We wanted it to the kids to be out of their depth.
They have a set of rules that they're abiding by, but that isn't necessarily the actual set of rules.
I really enjoyed the idea that it's just kind of passed down. It's just when we see it in the movie, it's just a kid got it from another kid kind of thing. So I like that idea, but there is a Bible that has a list of all the actual rules for it. I love that. That's great.
Yeah, and literally every single person that's had the hand, we've broken all down. We've broken down all the spirits that the kids were connecting with. The mythology Bible is so much fun. It's great.
We don't get to see all the ghosts. We see, it's only through certain people's point of views that we see the ghosts. Was there an initial version where you saw everything, or was it sort of we wanted to pick the ones that make the most impact?
Yeah, but just having them be tied to Mia and from her point of view, because she's our main character. So we're never seeing spirits outside of her point of view.
Horror is having a heyday right now. Are there any kind of recent movies that you guys have really liked or clung onto and maybe used as touchstones when you were making this film?
Oh, modern horror films. Obviously, Hereditary is incredible.
Sure.
Obviously, Get Out's incredible. Obviously...
The stuff I've been watching lately is the older stuff.
Yeah, Michael's doing the reverse.
I've been watching the old, I've been watching,
Akira Kurosawa you've been watching.
Yeah. Throne of Blood. That is so scary. And I was watching it, I'm why is this so scary? If it's I never would have thought something from the 1960s would scare me, but it was done so well.
Well, if we're talking about the 60s, got to shout out The Innocents. That's terrifying.
Oh yeah, that's one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah.
We're gonna shout out our father because he's pretty terrifying.
Yeah, I think we're
Got a couple scary things from the 60s.
Is he from the 60s?
Yeah, he's from the 60s or the 70s.
70s. I'm trying to think of one more recent film that I was in love with. But definitely, I'll have to check my Letterboxd.
Yeah, that's why it's there. You got to be able to check it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just always draw blanks.
Through for the film, I think we've got inspiration for so many different things. It's not just one. It was never just one inspiration. It's kind of things, even our style and stuff is a big merge of all these different things. It's our ADHD brains taking things from everywhere. I think it's the same with the film.
Congratulations on the film. It's one of my favorites of the year so far. So oh my God, it's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
Awesome. Thank you for speaking with us. Cheers.
Absolutely. Have a good one.